Hello and welcome to Trading Cycles, a channel all about working with the cycles and making the best out of it on the financial markets. My name is Eric and I'm here with Urmas. Say hello.
Hello, Eric. Yes, as said, I'm Urmas, and we are looking at cyclical work on financial markets. That's the main idea of the channel.
All right, I'll preface this intro here with the fact that our upstairs neighbors are having a construction. They're doing construction right now, so you might be able to hear some banging in the background, so I apologize ahead of time for that. But yeah, mainly the idea of the channel is that we're keeping an eye on mostly the US markets, but we're also going to be covering Bitcoin and gold. And in our weekly videos, we'll cover those markets and also look for technical indicators and setups. Just a disclaimer here, cyclical work gives us an edge that helps us to make trading decisions based on different factors. We'll cover those in more detail here on this channel over time. But yeah, now let's have a quick look where we're at and what would our cyclical work indicate for the future. So shall we start with US markets here?
Yeah, exactly. Let's have a look at the broad market. So basically, I'm looking at Russell 3000, which will cover most of the mid and small cap companies as well. And what we have seen during the past year, 2022, we have had this trend line forming here, where the price didn't go through that line. Basically, it just bounced back a couple of times. And now finally in January, it did break through. And obviously now in February, the market has been falling and it has reached that line again. So we are interested to see if that's going to hold now as a support, or is it going to break down again through that line. So that's the main interest of ours at this point. And obviously, there's also on the daily chart, if I go on S&P 500, for example, it did bounce back from the 200-day moving average line quite exactly. So that's also one indicator that the market might be turning now, and that correction might be now over. So that's something to follow quite closely at the moment. Also, we have done some cyclical work, which is something we'd like to share here as well on this channel. It's based on some cycles we are following, and obviously, yes, I'm going to share it right now. So basically, that cycle does suggest as well that we are on the turning point here. So that did catch that top quite well. In the end of January, beginning of February, and it did show us the decline. And yes, as said, we are at this point at the moment. So it's interesting to see if the trend line that I showed is gonna hold, and the market is gonna bounce back and continue to rally until April-May time. So we'll just have to wait and see how is it gonna go. And that's what we're going to do on this channel. So we're gonna go through a couple of more things. We have our proprietary turning points also, which I'm going to show at the moment. So if I go back on the broad market on Russell 3000, so these lines, vertical lines, these are indications of potential turning points in the future. And if we are looking at the coming week now, we think that now is the turning point on the market, and for the next week, the market might be going up. So that's our prediction at the moment. But obviously, we are not giving you any financial advice here, so of course that's something we can't do. So this is for educational purpose only. But yes, our cyclical work does suggest that market might behave like that at the moment, and obviously in the week's time we can then see if we were right or wrong. But yeah, we can't just solely rely on these cycles or predictions. We always need to follow the market and see what the price is actually doing. So That's the main thing to keep in mind. All right.
All right.
And the same thing goes with Bitcoin. So we have the same similar setup here. We got those future potential turning points. And for the Bitcoin, our idea for the next coming days is that the market will rise until the 2nd of March and then will decline up until the 8th of March. So that's the idea. And let's see how it goes. And obviously during the course of those videos, we will explain more closely how we find those cycles and how this work is done. So basically you should get a better understanding also how to follow our work in the future. One more market we're going to cover is a gold market. Here you can't see any turning points at the moment, so that's still in development. But we think that the market top was reached in the beginning of February, and now the market is declining, and we believe that the decline will continue at least for some time now. So no, so that's the idea at the moment. There is coming up a support as the 200-day moving average. So we'll see if the price reaches that level and then maybe bounces back. But yeah, we just need to wait and see.
Okay, and if I can interject here, if you could please, for those that are uninitiated like myself, explain to me like I'm 5 as to what we're looking at here exactly. What are these lines? The red line and the green line, for example. We've already explained what the other lines are, the ones with
Yes,
the arrows.
Yes,
Those are
sure.
kind of our predictions here. If you can explain quickly what we're looking at here, so we have a clearer picture for future reference as well.
Understood. Yes. So basically on the financial markets, those lines represent a time on the market. So at the moment we are on the daily chart. So every line is a day on the market. So there is an opening price, a closing price, and a range during the day. So yeah, that's how you can basically understand those lines, what they mean, and obviously every day is different. So the market will decline, will raise, and the trend is then formed. If the trend is up, then usually the closing prices are higher than the opening prices. And if the market is declining, then the closing prices are lower than the opening prices. So that's the idea. And obviously, yes, that is also a way to make money. So basically, we need to buy lower and then sell higher, or we can also sell short. So we open a position on the higher point and close it on the lower point and make money by that. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, and cyclical work is there to guide us on this process. Obviously, that's the main idea, to have some sort of guideline or support making our decisions. Because one thing is to follow the technical analysis, but that's not always enough because our cycles will let us predict what might happen. We need to work with those possibilities on the market. So there's always a chance that it might go against us, and also we need to protect our positions on the market, and we will go through that over time. So that's something we need to obviously cover as well, because some listeners or followers are not really familiar with that. So we're trying to educate our viewers as well. So hopefully it will be helpful in a long run, and we can improve also your understanding on these markets, and also the capabilities of cyclical work, which is the main goal of us, of ours. All right.
I think that's a pretty good overview of kind of what we can offer here on our channel. As Rumas said, we're going to go through some basics as well through time across our videos, and we're going to try and implement cyclical work into trading. And and go from there. Obviously, we're not saying that this is the only method to go ahead with trading, or this is the only tool you should be looking at. Don't ever put all your eggs in one basket, as they say. Always look into as much data as you have available to yourself. But this is definitely one effective way of just even checking whether the tool works. You don't have to put any money into it. You can just have a look and see if the trends follow the cyclical charts that we generate, for example, and you can make your own decisions based on that. And as mentioned before, we do not give financial advice. We can't do that. So this is all for educational purposes only. But yeah.
Exactly. And before you make your decisions, make your own research. So that's always something to keep in mind. And please never trade predictions. Always trade the price. That's my main message always. All right.
All right. So if you guys find this content to be helpful, obviously hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I don't know what you're doing, still listening here and not subscribed. Obviously click that like button. Leave a comment if anything is unclear, or if you have ideas for the future videos, for example. If there's anything you'd like us to cover in a video, leave that in a comment as well. We'll definitely take that into consideration. And yeah, if you believe that you have someone in your family, in your friends group that might find this information interesting or helpful, then obviously share it with them on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you use. I don't know, maybe print out our YouTube channel page and mail it to your grandma or something if you believe she might benefit from this information. But yeah, I believe that's it for our first video, and I hope to see all of you listening in and watching us in the next one.
Perfect. Thank you very much from my side, and we'll see you next time. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.